Hello everyone! In today's video we have a bead and loom on review. It gives the opportunity to weave very long bead jewelry, for example belts, long chokers, neck jewelry and headbands. In the video you'll see how to put the elements of a loom together, how to put threads on it and some small tricks to make the process easier. How to move beadwork from the loom and turn it over on special tubes so we can make jewelry of any length as long as we want. Well, let's get started! The loom arrives in parts to make it easier to send. It consists of 3 different elements and 2 pieces each. These are the side parts, as well as the special rollers, and I'm gonna call them tubes, on which we weave the jewel and attach threads. The main screws hold our construction together and spread the threads evenly in order to make it more convenient to weave. In order to assemble our loom, we take a wooden side with many holes. We are going to insert all the screws, tubes to fit them over there. We put them on the sides, then we take screws and we unscrew the plug and remove one washer and leave the rest of the things on the screw. Then we repeat the same steps with the second screw. Unscrew the plug and remove one washer. Then we have similar actions, but this time only we do with the tubes, and we unscrew our plug in the same way and remove the washers. Next, we can start putting together one side. We take our side part and find the largest holes. Insert our screws into them and watch. We place the washer on the outer side. The washers protect the wood from our end caps to avoid stains and dents. We insert both screws, but at the same time, as you can see, on the inside we still have a knot and another washer. Then we repeat our procedure with tubes. Insert our tubes into the remaining holes and place the washer in the same way on the outer side so that it protects our wood from a special plug and deformation. We turn it over tightly and fix. Do the same with the first tube, which is located below, and with the second, which is located slightly higher. Here is what we've got so far. We have completely assembled one side and now we need to repeat all the same steps on the other side. It will be a bit easier for us since we have already arranged everything. We just need to unscrew the plugs, remove one washer from each screw and remove everything from the tubes and washer our plugs, which is fixing our outer side. After that, we take the second side part and put it onto the screws and onto our tubes. It can be a bit tricky as it needs to be adjusted, so everything fits into our side pieces properly. As you can see, it could be done without much effort. Then we put on the washers, tighten the plugs, and additionally do not forget that we have to tighten the inner screws that need to be fixed. So we just check if they are fixed. After that, we check whether we have twisted everything well and our loom is ready for weaving. In this part, we will place our finished beadwork. The threads will be pulled between the screws. Next, our tubes, if they are slightly unscrewed, can be scrolled and turned over, and we will wind our finished product on them. There are a lot of varieties of such loom machines. They mainly differ in size and number of these holes, which serve to put our tubes at the different distance for any position you need, a bit closer, a bit further, but the construction and the features are similar. There are 2 size options, small one and large one, and I use them all the time to make the jewelry longer. Their exact dimension, height, width, maximum working space and weight I will write in the description under this video. Now let's move to the weaving process itself, especially to preparation. In order to pull the threads, we need scissors, a ruler, as well as black or white threads. Color threads are also possible if you use them. Today I will weave a choker to a bracelet that is already made with a similar ornament. Important note: In order to start weaving your jewelry, you need to know how long it should be. You need it in order to measure the length of the threads, cut them, and prepare for weaving. The length of my piece will be 40 centimeters or 15 3/4 inches. But as you can see, I cut the thread twice longer, so it is 80 centimeters. We need to have the long ends of our thread from the beginning and end of our weaving, so we can tie them together, fasten them, and attach the fasteners. Also, you must know the width or even the number of the beads that will go in width. That is the number of the columns. I have 11 and I will cut off one more extra. There are more details in my other video where I talk about the beading process, but we won't stop for a long time. The most important thing is to understand how this loom machine works. And so, we have 12 threads, each one is 80 centimeters or 30.5 inches long. We tie them together in a regular knot. We tighten them really tightly, we do it only on one side of the threads. Then we proceed to fixing the threads on the loom. To do this, we place the side on which we tie the knot on top of the screw and wrap it a little around the tube. We have placed the threads in the special slots that are cut on the wood. We tamp them down deeper and tighten all our strings. They are firmly fixed in a special section. In addition, you can fix this place with the tape. But I do not do this. Here they are attached very tightly. Next, we take the threads and distribute them on the screw so that each thread is in turn. The distance between them is individual for each. As everyone will use their own type and size of beads, I weave with the chest beads, precious art and size. For this, I place one thread in, one slot skip, and so on. I also weave another type of beads, and this is Miyuki Delice 11 size. They are smaller and therefore I place threads very close to each other in every single slot on the screw. And so our threads are all distributed. This is how they look, and now we are moving on to similar procedure but only with the lower part. Now we need to distribute them strictly symmetrically on the bottom of the screw. At the beginning, there shouldn't be any tension. The most important thing is to distribute them symmetrically to the upper part in the slots and so that each thread finds its place. Next, we turn the threads over the tube from the outside and wind them down, so we'll fix them on our tube in the slots. It is important for us to achieve great tension. Therefore, I distribute them into 3 groups, 3 threads on the left side, 3 ones on the right side, and the rest is in the middle. Separately, I wind them around the tube and fix them in the slots. Here is the tension doesn't need to be created, we will do it a little bit later. You could probably see small studs on some types of loom machine here, at the screws, on which these threads are wound, but I didn't really like this method, so I prefer it like this. On this side of the tube, I will fix everything with tape. But in general, it is not necessary to do this. The main thing is to push all the threads well into the slots. Now our main task is to create tension. As you see, there is no tension practically. This is not enough to start weaving. In order to create tension, we unscrew the screws on the lower tube on which the threads are already fixed and turn it a little bit in order to create a stronger tension on the threads. We constantly check it with the finger and achieve the results that we need. After that, we tighten our screws on the sides, fixing our wooden tube. Done! Our threads are fixed. Look at the tension I have and try to create a similar one. This is what our loom machine looks like now. Now we come to the weaving itself. To do this, we take a very long thread and tie one of its ends to the most left thread of our core set of threads. A more detailed weaving tutorial will now appear in the tips, but here we will quickly see how to get started. And so we tie 2 knots, and one on the other long edge we thread our needle. The first row will be 0, no matter what color we weave, since it will be hidden under the fastener. And so we pass the needle with the thread under the rope threads, which is stretched on our loom, and we collect 11 beads on it, which is relevant to the number of threads and the width of the columns of our future choker. Now we move all our beads to the tied edge and slowly distribute each bead between each string. We carefully make sure that each bead gets into its place. After that, we take our needle and thread it back into all our beads. But at the same time, we make sure that the needle always passes over the warp threads that we have stretched on the machine. After that, we tie another knot and thread our needle and thread again under all the warp threads. Make sure that the lines are straight. If necessary, we correct it carefully with the finger and follow our pattern further, row by row. I have already explained in details how to weave according to the pattern and what to do if the thread is over in another lesson. The link will be in the description of this video. And now we are slowly moving row by row. And so we have already woven quite a lot. It is getting uncomfortable to weave. It's time to move our woven part to the top so that our workplace will increase. To do this, we unscrew the fasteners of our wooden tubes on the both sides. We unfix them so they spin freely and allow us to do everything that is necessary. Now we take off the tape, which was on the bottom. Let me remind you that this is not necessary. I do this as an additional insurance, but without tape everything holds up quite well. After that, we scroll our tube and help our bracelet to go around the screw and start wrapping in the direction of our wooden tube. At the same time, we also additionally turn over the bottom one to lose the tension of our threads and let them spin freely. And so, step by step, we move our woven part and free space up in order to weave further. But at the same time, do not forget to leave a small part of our weaving zone so that it could be convenient for us to weave further. After that, we tighten the screws on our wooden tubes and check the tension of our warp threads, which are pulled on the loom. And this is how our woven part looks from the other side. And here is another example of my woven work. As you can see here, I managed to weave more. On the tube you can see that the belt begins to spin around itself. Here I did it in order to take nice picture and shoot this work. But in fact you can twist it on itself, but rather move it a little to the right or left, and so you will have the opportunity to wind it up a little more. That's all. I hope that everything was clear to you. If you suddenly have any questions, be sure to write comments. I will try to answer as quickly as possible to everyone. You can buy sets of weaving slider clamps, loom machines, and digital patterns in my Etsy store. The link is in the video description. For those who watched till the end, a bonus in the description of the video. There is a link to my Instagram. Write to me in direct the code word long patterns, and I will send you 2 patterns that I showed you today. Thank you very much for watching the video. Like, subscribe to the channel, check for the new videos. Bye everyone!